thrilled that our next guest was able to join us, and I know how busy Kendra is, and that's why it's so nice to have her joining us today. Kendra Montante, and she is a public relations and marketing coordinator for West Bloomfield Schools. Kendra, we invited you here at the last possible second, and I know how busy you are. So thank you very much for joining us on The Splash. Good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Thank you so much for having me.
So what an exciting time. So yeah, I'm a West Bloomfield Schools graduate and grew up in the area. My mother was on the school board, Agnes Scott, amazing lady, and spent a lot of time around our schools. I attended Olms, Orchard Lake Middle School. I attended the current high school. In fact, when we were building the current high school, Mom would bring the drawings home and the board was going through all of the planning and everything. So I actually got to kind of see that go up. And actually, some of my fondest memories of my high school days were as the drum major of the West Bloomfield High School Marching Band. And our pep band would play in the gym for the high school basketball games at Abbott Middle School. And back then, that was our gym. We played our football games in Kego, and we played our basketball games there. So this evolution, where we are today with the brand new West Bloomfield Middle School getting ready to open, it's got to be a very exciting time for you and everybody in the district.
It is. If you have not seen it, it's a gorgeous building. The staff and our construction company has spent, our architects, everyone has spent a lot of time, putting the final touches on the building. And the staff have been, if you've seen some of the staff on Twitter, they've been posting pictures of moving. So our staff are starting to get settled in the new building, and even though they're still putting the finishing touches on it, and so there's definitely some excitement around being in the new space and learning to find all the nooks and crannies everywhere and all the fun places that they get to call home. So. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward. I've not been there. I know there have been some media opportunities. Some of our crew has been out there. I've not had the opportunity to visit the school yet, but I'm really looking forward to it. And it just looks so impressive from the road. And, we've not built a really big school building like that in our community for a long time. So it couldn't be more exciting. And what does that do for us from a facility standpoint? Why do we do that? And what is that going to do to help?
So I think it helps several things, right? Our goal is to provide, the best education that we can for students with facilities that match that. So I think that's a big piece of it is being up to date with what's out there, right?
Well, I mean, needless to say, based on my little monologue at the beginning of the show, if I was attending Abbott Middle School and it's still in service, look how old I am, for goodness sakes. It certainly was a good time for an update.
Yes, definitely. And just some of the learning spaces that they have created in the new building. They have areas where students can, classrooms specifically that have garage doors that open up into a family room, we've called it. And these little houses that have, groups of classrooms where students can meet together and work together. So it's reimagining learning a bit to the 21st century, right? So we don't have spaces like that in our existing buildings. So it's very exciting. That piece of it is very exciting. I'm sure you've heard of the auditoria, right? It's a cafeteria and auditorium in one. So we roll tables in when it's time, for lunch, and roll chairs in when it's time for a performance, it's a great space.
And Kendra,
spaces, sorry.
No, forgive me. And all of this happens right in the midst of a brand new administration coming in. It's got to be incredibly busy for you guys to make this happen when we have a new superintendent and a new administration here in West Bloomfield.
Yeah, our new superintendent, Dr. Bazzi, just started with us July 1st. We're very excited to have her on board. We also recently hired Johanna Marakna. She's our new assistant superintendent for school administration and innovation. And she's also our interim for talent development and management right now. So definitely we have some new administrators, but we're looking forward to working with them and really creating a strong administrative team.
So, Kendra, talk real briefly about all of the different tools that people in our community have to find out what's going on in West Bloomfield and with West Bloomfield schools. I know you work in a lot of publications.
Sure. So obviously, as we're sitting here, right, this is one great place for people to learn about the schools themselves, right? MegaCast and the Splash, and you guys do a wonderful job sharing our information and news. We also have the Laker that's put out quarterly, and that can be found in your CNG newspaper. We also do send home through email, a district newsletter. Usually that goes out every week. We're kind of on hiatus for the summer. We'll be sending out a few throughout the summer, but not as frequent. And then we also do something similar for our staff internally. And then we obviously have Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and all the social media outlets as well that we utilize. And then obviously, several people have received the lovely phone calls from me for canceling school and whatnot. So several methods of communication.
All right. Well, you work so hard. I know it's a handful to get all those messages out. And, as we add all this social media, people forget that this all takes a lot of work to put all of this out. So I know how hard you work, and it's greatly appreciated. So a couple of things. Let's talk about a couple of exciting things coming up, and then I know you got to get on with your busy day. I couldn't be more thrilled because I will personally be there. Family Fun Night and the return of our high school football season is right around the corner. You want to tell people a little bit about what is going to be coming up?
Yeah, so kind of one of the kickoff games to our football season is Family Fun Night. It is slotted for September 16th, so mark your calendars. We're very excited. We're in the planning stages of that. So we're hoping to bring back some of the things that we couldn't do last year due to COVID. We're hoping to bring back, some of the bouncy houses and some face painting, some of those pieces. We will have, as our traditional, right? We always do a t-shirt every year for our students and our staff and families. We will continue with the armed forces, right? We always have military presence at the event, which is great. So students are able to, usually get on some sort of vehicle and touch a truck, if you will, right? So that will be a big part of it. And then we have several vendors that will have tables there and probably giveaways as well. So yeah, it's going to be a great night. We will be also, introducing the new superintendent at the game and doing some of that as well. So I look forward to it.
Well, it should be a lot of fun and an exciting thing, and I can announce it here. We've got a couple of little details to put together, but we will continue our tradition on Civic Center TV and Lakes FM of broadcasting all the home and away high school football games. We have one of the best football programs in the state. They've recently won the state championship. We are sending as many of our amazing student athletes to our top universities in Michigan and around the country as anybody. And we certainly have a team that can go back and win the state championship should all the stars align. Now, it's always been difficult because of the rules at the Michigan High School Athletic Association to put these games on TV. But I can tell you, that has changed. So we are going to be able to broadcast all of the games, or at least most of them, on television this year as well, live on Civic Center TV and on Lakes FM. So we're thrilled about that. And it's going to be an exciting football season, just one of the many different things that go on in our schools. It's amazing.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that. That just adds another component for our families that can attend, right? So that's a huge, exciting piece for us as well. So, yeah.
Well, Kendra, thank you for being with us. With all the challenges we've had with COVID-19 and the way we've had to modify everything that we've done, and you folks in the school district, I salute you for the amazing work that you've done to maintain education through this most challenging period, and look forward to easier days ahead, the ribbon cutting at West Bloomfield Middle School, and an exciting scholastic year ahead. And thank you for all your hard work.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And thank you so much for having me. I appreciate being on.
Very good. Thanks, Kendra. Appreciate it.